Ladies and gentlemen, they're all inside the interior of the United States.
How about the KKK?
All inside the interior of the United States.
The terrorist group going after black and brown.
You can head out. The protest is outside. Thank you very much. Protest is outside.
You lunch-body bigot! You lunch-body bigot!
Protest is outside. Bye. Have fun out there.
If you didn't catch that, the protester called her a butch body bigot.
She loved that.
Which is a reference to something that she was told by another member of Congress not too long ago.
By who?
There's that playing out. I saw another Chuck Grassley town hall. I mean, I know, Scott, you're like, these are liberal activists. I watched the Chuck Grassley town hall. The guys yelling at Chuck Grassley were not liberal activists. I can tell you that.
I invite you to come.
I will go. Let's go. We'll go together. I'll come with you. You come to eloquent.
The town halls that we have been doing, where we are seeing Republicans and Democrats alike. I went to a county that Trump won by 20 points. Hundreds of people showing up and saying, "I'm a Republican. I voted for Trump, and this is not what I voted for."
I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
You voted for Donald Trump.
I did.
Do you regret that vote?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever think when you voted for President Trump that things were going to cost you more and you were going to lose money?
I never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Really think about what it takes to go get some of these people that they just basically interviewed.
But that could be anyone.
You don't just pull up on somebody, hey, can I interview about Donald Trump? No.
They specifically found people that they knew were going to say the stuff they wanted to hear. Yeah. They know that. Why would we
did you see the poll
otherwise?
CNN put out about who regret they vote and voted for Trump out of the 70 million? Oh, yeah, we need to get these percentages up there.
Man. That is pure optics.
Hey guys, fraud is at an all-time high right now. We all saw what was happening during the Biden administration, man. It was crazy. Like, I've heard horror stories of people who were fighting for their homes, their own homes, for 3 years in court. So basically, guys, what can happen is somebody can actually steal the title to your home. So the reason why that is a problem is because they will end up making you pay the payments, like, to the bank, and they will be the owners of your home. And I know this sounds crazy, but it happens, like, all the time. Like, this is a real problem.
Or they could, I think, use your name and make you sign off on something that you didn't sign off on.
Yeah.
And you'll be having a home title that you didn't even sign up for.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they will use fake IDs. They will do anything. And it happens so easy. Like, if you put any type of your information out there, they can do it. And there's really nothing the police can do about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Officer Tatum, y'all know him. He was a police officer, and he even said, there's nothing you could do about this. Like, the police just have to just add you to the list. There's nothing you could do about this.
When was the last time you checked your home title loan? If you're like me, the answer is never. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. Their $1 million triple lock protection helps you keep your home and equity safe. Here's what you get: immediate 24/7 monitoring of your property, urgent alerts if there are any changes, and if fraud should happen, their US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title at no additional cost.
$1 million?
$1 million. They will spend $1 million to fight for you. Like, really just think about somebody to fight for you in your corner and your home, man.
So we've teamed up with Home Title Lock to give you a free title history report so you can find out if you're already a victim and access to your personal title expert. You get a $250 value just for signing up.
Go to HometitleLock.com and use our promo code Cartier or click on the link in the description and make sure to check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there.
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Hot tempers and heightened emotions here in the U.S. That's where town hall events hosted by Washington lawmakers put them face to face with the voters they represent. Republican Senator Chuck Grassley fielded questions in Iowa about a man from Maine mistakenly deported to El Salvador.
Are you going to bring that guy back from El Salvador? Why not?
Well, because that's not a power of Congress.
The Supreme Court said to bring him back.
We would like to know what you, as the people, the Congress, who are supposed to rein in this dictator, what are you going to do about it? These people have been sentenced to life imprisonment in a foreign country with no due process. Our government cannot do anything.
Now, Grassley is known for visiting all 99 counties in Iowa every year and says that his office has received more emails so far in 2025 than all of last year. Voters questioned his support of President Donald Trump and apparently weren't happy with the response.
If you're proud of voting for Trump and what he's doing in office, are you proud of everything he's doing right now?
There's no president that I've agreed with 100%.
I didn't say that.
Old people love watching the news, and they've been watching it their whole life.
When are they gonna bring that immigrant back?
What about Trump voters? How do they feel about all this? One man can answer that question. He just happens to be the one man standing beside me right now, CNN Chief Data Analyst Harry Enton. Let's talk about Trump voters and how they feel. Do they regret their vote?
I mean, this is the big question, right? I hear all these stories, all these articles. All the Trump voters, they regret what they did back in 2024. I'm here to tell you, very few of them regret what they did back in 2024. What are we talking about? Trump voters looking back at 2024. We got a new poll out. The poll was conducted this month. What percentage would change their vote to a different candidate? We're talking just 2%, just 2%. That's not even a wide spot on the road. And then there's this additional 1% who say they would rather not vote. We're talking overall under 5% might or would have changed their vote, Donald Trump voters back in 2024. And then you ask, okay, the same question to Kamala Harris voters, and it turns out the numbers are rather similar. So if there was a repeat, if folks got to be able to redo their vote that they had back in 2024, would the result be any different? I doubt it would be. I doubt it would be, or it would still be extremely close. The bottom line is, for all this talk of Trump voters regretting their vote, in the numbers, it really just doesn't show up, John.
So the stickiness with Trump voters and President Trump in this presidency, how does it compare to his first presidency?
Yeah, okay. So, I was interested in sort of a historical analogy here, sort of, does this look similar or different from back in 2017, looking at 2016? Well, in February of 2017, 4% of Trump voters say they'd shift their vote. That's actually slightly more than the 3% this time around. So, you look back, you say, okay, there's these Trump voters who really regret their vote. Historically speaking, they really don't regret their vote. And if anything, the number this time around is actually smaller than it was the first time around. And it's certainly smaller than the number we saw coming out of 2020, of course, after the events of January 6th. So the bottom line is this. If there's some idea out there that Trump voters are going around, man, I wish I had voted for Kamala Harris instead of Donald Trump. The numbers say that is a fanciful universe. It really, for the most part, does not exist.
What about the Republican brand in general? Any evidence that people are, leaving that brand faster than they're leaving the Democrats?
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday we spoke about Trump's approval rating, right? But it's very important to note, nothing cannot be nothing. That is, when you put two folks together or two folks against each other, the results might look different than just looking at one of them. And on this particular measure, which I think is so important, because what we saw in 2024 was Republicans getting a rare lead on party identification. It was a 1-point lead according to Gallup. Look at where it was in an average of Gallup polls so far this year, plus 2 points for Republicans. If anything, the Republican brand has actually perhaps gotten a smidgen stronger, though these are within the margin of error. Very different from 2017, when Democrats held a 5-point advantage. And I'll finally note, this looks very much like the generic ballot trend, which in 2025 looks an awful bit like November of 2024, when Republicans, of course, won and held the House.
We will see if these trends continue, but they are very interesting at this moment. Harriet, and thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
That was interesting.
That was
interesting.
You want to hear something that's kind of similar to this? The El Salvador president? I watched the video today. They were trying to say he's a totalitarian, damn near like a dictator, but their crime went down the most.
Bro, he's got to take charge. They had too much problems. Somebody got to come in and put their foot down.
They said they did it because of the gangs. Why is so many people out here sympathizing for MS-13?
I don't know.
Have y'all not seen it? Look them up.
What is North Korea? I know North Korea is a crazy dictator.
Dictator.
Kim Jong-un.
I know, but what's their crime rate?
Probably not
very high.
I know we can't advocate for it, but it seems like when you have a little bit more strict rules, the crime rate lower.
Yeah, but North Korea.
I know. I'm just saying though, that is a correlation.
Well, use them as an example. I bet we can find a different example.
I'm sorry.
What's that? Pakistan? What was that? Pakistani? No, it's not Pakistan. It's that.
It says North Korea.
Afghanistan or something like that.
It says North Korea has a low reported crime rate, particularly for violent crimes like assault. This is likely due to strong state control and lack of public reporting.
Oh, I know.
Crime against
not reporting
foreigners is rare. Theft is common, especially near military outposts. The government is also involved. Oh, wow.
Theft is common.
It says the government is also involved in various criminal activities, including drug trafficking, arms trafficking, and human trafficking.
Whoa.
Dang. I told Todd the other day, I said, just thinking about
Don't say it, bro.
Thinking
Don't
about
say
them
it.
camps again.
Don't say it.
I said, hey, the gang members out here, if you seem like you repping anything, get their ass. Would that not lower the crime rate?
It says it's illegal to wear jeans in North Korea. You know what I just said? So it's illegal to wear jeans in North Korea.
That's crazy.
It's rough out there. There's a YouTube video I just watched about someone who went there with the camera.
Wouldn't that fix our crime rate? Every brother they got any type of gang-related thing in their Instagram bio or showing any type of flag around, walking around, snatch their ass up.
All right.
Would they not do it?
America won't do that.
That's
though.
too extreme.
Well, I mean, I don't know what we want to. Let's keep it the same. Then
That's like
it's gonna stay the same if we don't do that. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Can we come up with another alternative?
Another alternative?
It will never be another alternative besides crack down on the people before they do the crime. Just a thought.
Like the gangs in America is not doing the.
Yeah, it's not MS-13 level.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was like MS-13.
Okay, cool. Okay. I mean,
But they do need to stop
if we
them
don't
though.
want to stop
The
it,
MS-13 ones,
They was killing. They was chopping people's heads off and putting it in sticks. But
rebels' grandmother's houses are getting burnt down with the grandma and the grandpa in it.
That was by the cartel.
That was not by the cartel.
That was by the cartel. They were saying that was done by the cartel.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
They kept saying the cartel did that.
I'm just saying.
In Alabama?
Let's not get into that, though.
You think the cartel ain't around America?
I just thought that was gang-related activity.
It probably, we don't know.
Well, to be honest with you, you could say both go hand to hand.
What
Hey,
rapper?
I know.
His name's like Honeycomb Breezy or something
he
like
back
that.
in jail.
Honeycomb Breezy?
Yes.
Something like that. You know what that is?
Yeah, I heard
That happened. So, hey, that's just a thought. That's just maybe how I run it a little bit.
I've never heard of it until I saw that story.
No, that story was pretty crazy, bro.
I'm just saying,
That's
if you're younger than 18, we'll just put you in the camp for about a week, brother.
All right, bro.
That'd be good, a week.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, though, brother. Just jack them up. If they're like 16, go to their house. Hey, brother, you can't take that out your
Beyond
bio.
straight.
Just scare them a little bit. We gotta do that.
They gotta feel it though, a little bit
We
by
gotta
a
do
week.
that. But parents,
Maybe 2
are we
weeks.
gonna say this is discrimination? or?
Parental consent though. Like if you got a gang banging child, you can't take it. This is America. We can't do that. If the parents say
he has a gang in his bio.
I bet you some of them parents will say, "Go ahead, send them."
He has a gang in his bio. He has to be straightened out, or he will harm somebody.
He will
in the society.
I agree with you honestly, but I know America will never pass nothing like that. Because it's still a democracy that would have to get voted on. But if I was a dictator, yes, I would do that.
If I was the dictator, yes.
I'll give it 100,
That is crazy, though.
Just give them 2 weeks in a good old camp,
We're going to have an age limit on it, man. We definitely going to have that.
I promise they're going to think twice about
But
doing
obviously,
Y'all niggas don't know, then. That shit ain't
Well,
gonna
then
change.
they terrorists then.
That's not gonna change
So
a
they
lot of people.
terrorists. This is a religion for them. This is stuck in their mind.
Some would argue.
But then that is. They're a terrorist group.
Nigga said it's religion. Well, when you really think about it.
To NBC News, there's a growing number of voters who are identifying with the MAGA movement. From January 2024, it was 20%. March 2025, it is 36%. So we're actually seeing the country kind of moving in these opposite directions. Lots of fire and energy on the left, but on the right, more and more Americans are comfortable saying, I'm MAGA.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people, a lot of Republicans used to think of themselves as just, average Republicans, and they've really come to respect and appreciate what Donald Trump is doing. I think the immigration issue alone is causing a lot of people to feel closer to Donald Trump than maybe they ever felt before. So I'm not surprised by that finding. I referenced it earlier, but there's also other polling. Very young people, 18 to 21, are feeling more conservative, even as 21 to 24 are feeling less. There was a bit of a split in that generation, but you can see people flowing in different ways here, and it's quite interesting. I actually think the common thread among it all is if you perceive authenticity out of a politician, you tend to gravitate towards them. That's why Trump is popular. I think it's why AOC is popular too. She doesn't appear to be a scripted puppet. Neither does Trump, and you can see the crowds they draw.
All right, everyone. To NBC News.
Scotty just said something
Hey.
about AOC.
Hey, y'all still want to do that money line?
I like that he's a
Husband?
straight shooter.
About AOC might be the Democratic
I
primary.
actually think he's right because she's about to beat Chuck Schumer for his position.
Hey,
Nah, 4 years from now, they're going to find somebody.
we heard what Mr. Kennedy said. Operation Let Her Talk. She the reason it's directions on the shampoo bottle.
Hey.
She's dumb.
She's not winning that.
Hey.
I'm going to keep it 100. I don't think she can win, but I do think they'll run her. Oh, Gavin Newsom. Did you see what he did today?
I feel like
He said, I'm finna sue the Trump admin for tariffs so he can get some money back for the illegals out there.
Let's not do it.
AOC, she's doing her campaign. It's either Bernie gonna be the president, she's the vice president, or it's the other way around.
Think about this, though.
I'm just saying.
If Donald Trump beat Hillary and if Donald Trump beat Kamala, if AOC is the Democrat nominee versus a baby.
Baby.
The baby's gonna win.
I never said about winning
She
the
is-
presidency.
it's
I
just
said
like-
for the
Actually,
Democratic
though-
Party. I just said for the Democratic
She's not even
I'm
winning
not
that,
even gonna
bro.
explain
I don't think she will win that.
What would happen?
Y'all don't think she will
if
win?
AOC
I think she'll get some support.
I
but
think
do I think
AOC
she'll win?
might
Nah, I
be
don't
one
think
of the
she'll
top.
win.
That's probably the most popular person
I
right
think
now.
I'm not mad at that.
If she's
Not a
up there
bad take.
debating for the Democrat Party, bro, we are third world country.
They're gonna run Kamala.
We're third world country, bro.
They've already the data and polling shows they're going to run Kamala.
Kamala gonna wipe her off the map.
And we
Oh
thought
yeah, she can't beat Kamala.
Hey.
She's not Kamala.
The fact that there
She-
even a
Hey,
choice.
Kamala got all the AKAs.
if you put their resumes up against one another, Kamala's washing her ass.
Man,
Hey,
the fact that they're even a choice.
I feel like if you put AOC and Kamala up there,
Kamala's washing her.
I feel like
Bad.
AOC. I put bread that AOC is going to cook Kamala.
Wow.
No script,
You
no
like
nothing.
AOC, don't you?
I'm just keeping it 100.
I don't think
Nah.
AOC can
If Kamala don't have a script, she's over with.
she's gonna have
AOC
one.
gonna just straight
She
up
gonna
go up
have
there
one.
and
Hey.
debate.
Hey, Chris Christie 2028.
Wow.
That's how I'm feeling.
Y'all wow.
That's how you feel,
I would, bro. I don't know, like if AOC as
bro.
a
You ain't been
president,
seeing on the internet what been going on with
imagine, like, that
AOC.
being in the books. You feel me?
You
Like,
ain't been seeing what's been
imagine
going on
that,
with AOC, bro. AOC
If it
might
has
have
to be a woman, I mean, man, I'd rather Hillary. I'd rather that, brother. Let's put somebody
I
in the
don't
books
know,
that
bro.
would
AOC.
I'm just saying, let's put somebody in the books
that's
that
a
would
real
look
hard
good.
choice.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't
AOC
vote.
and Kamala in the book of presidents just sounds like we
No,
just
that's
went
a
to.
joke.
Hold on.
That is a literal
We went
joke.
to literal Thor. How Thor is in the movie right now.
Was it?
We went to that, like how they get rainbows.
So you
and
saying
sunshine.
Thor can't come out no more if she's
Hey.
in office?
Bro, it's over.
But that's crazy. You say you pick Hillary over AOC.
Man,
I
I
might
don't
be.
know, bro.
I might be.
I don't know who I'll pick, but I'll pick Kamala
I'll pick
over
Abby
AOC.
Phillip. No, I'm not gonna.
You
say
gonna
it.
pick Kamala
I
over
don't-
AOC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Hell
like,
yeah.
I feel like they're the same level. To me.
Nah.
Could be. Let me know
I'm
what y'all
keeping
think in
it
the
100.
comments, though, guys.